Hey babe, it's your girl Bree, spelled like the cheese, aka your cosmic bestie, and I'm here to deliver a message today. Welcome back to my channel here. I was really thinking, what do I need to talk about? Last week was super busy for me and I was unable to post. But I'm feeling called this week to really talk about myself. When this goes up, it'll be my birthday. So happy birthday to me. I'm 31 and I've been through a lot. 30 really changed my year. This is the first year of me being a mom, of me being a stay-at-home mom as well, and running my business and doing, all of the spiritual stuff. It's been crazy. I opened up my membership. I've been helping people. We got about like 6 people in there right now. It's amazing. And I've been thinking a lot about myself, as one does, as a Libra would, coming into this new chapter, into this new year. Because, yes, like the new year and so on and so forth, right? Everyone does their goals and everything like that. But this is, for me, where I like to reflect on my personal year. Have I reached my goals? Have I, been pushing and doing what I needed to do? And truthfully, a lot of ways, yes. I've been trusting myself. I've been moving forward. I've been doing so much of that internal work. But there's always work to be done, right? There's always deeper layers to be unearthed and moving forward. So I decided I'm going to show you my pull. I did a pre-shuffle. I have about 6 cards straight out of the gate, but if you know me, I always get way more cards than that. But basically, I'm just going to talk about myself, talk about what I've been going through, and also giving myself a reading. Because truthfully, I think that this is going to read for more than just me. I always get some type of collective read because I am a super dominant 12th house Scorpio. I have 5 planets. So there's a lot of deeper collective messages that I get that come through me and my experiences and so on and so forth. So let's hop right into it and get to going. So the first card that came out for me was the moon. Illusions, intuition, uncertainty, confusion, secrets, unconsciousness. What this really sticks out for me is my intuition and confusion. I've been, especially during the Virgo solar eclipse, the Pisces lunar eclipse brought out a lot of deep trauma for me. Things that I've been through back when I was a teenager and when I was a child, and just stuff that I really needed to work through, that I needed to really heal and move forward in. And then once the solar eclipse hit, I came to this crossroads of, if I really want to get out of my parents' house, I need to get a job. And that means finding a babysitter and so on and so forth, and, trying to make something work. Or do I keep doing this? Do I keep pushing forward, keep doing my readings, offering my memberships, expanding on my business, offering different services, so on and so forth, to really help me get there? And there was so much confusion because my brain is telling me go the 9 to 5 route. That's exactly where you need to be. But my heart and my gut were like, that you're meant for this. You've been doing this your entire life. I've been helping people my entire life. And more than just the cards, conversations, deep emotional work throughs, and being a part and seeing people in the different phases of their life and still loving them. That's what makes up me. This, doing these readings, having this membership, doing these one-on-ones with people, this is my calling. But it was so hard to really get to that point, to really get in the place of telling myself that I am worthy of this, that I deserve this, that my path is different than everybody else's, and that is okay. The universe has been showing me my entire life that I am one in a million. But in my own special way, I am special. And I don't feel bad about saying that. Before, the people pleaser in me, I wanted to stay small. But I know I'm not meant to. I know that this, being here, having these conversations, sharing, the struggles, the thoughts, the process, this transformation. If you look back on my first video on here, it was January of this year. I am a completely different person than I was in January. It's October. My life has changed. The confidence has changed. The pouring into myself has changed. All of these things have changed in the best way possible. Not to say that there's not hills, valleys, and mountains, okay? I have been going through those. The next card, Ace of Cups. Love, new feelings, emotional awakening, spirituality, creativity, intuition. See how this cup, this is spirit, right? Any of the aces is spirit. And there is this overflow from the cup that is going into this ocean or water, like whatever, right? It's just this constant flow, this overlapping flow. And for me, what really sticks out the most is emotional awakening, spirituality, intuition, and new feelings. Finally, trusting myself and knowing that this is my path, even if other people are telling me that I'm wrong, even if society is telling me that's not how it's going to be done, I believe that it can be done in a different way. And trust and believe. I am trying to get out of my parents' house, but I know I need to do it in this way. If I did it the other way, it would blow up in my face yet again. And I know it's so hard. I'm still wrapping my head around it because the logical side of me is telling me that to get out faster, this is the way, right? Work a 9 to 5, do whatever. But my bigger purpose, my bigger want is to be there for my daughter, to help my daughter, to be a part of this growth, for her to become something that is so much bigger than what I've ever been. I want the world for her, as any parent would. And I get parents have to make hard choices and decisions. But for me to heal my generational trauma is me doing it in this way. And that was one of the main things I said I wanted to do before I gave birth to my daughter, was heal my generational trauma. And it's still a process. I'm still doing it. But I know what I want. I know how I want to help her. And that's through me doing this. She doesn't have to take over for me or anything like that, but I want her to see that she doesn't have to just follow the one path that society shows her. If that's something that she wants to do, great. I'll support her no matter what. But I want her to see that there is more than one option, because that's never been a part of my family's lineage. No one has ever ran their own business. No one has ever truly trusted their gut and moved forward, having encouragement within themselves and trust and love and so on and so forth. So I know I'm doing right. It's just hard, you know? This next card, the devil. Addiction, obsession, dependency, powerless, limitations. Oppression, addiction, and limitations really stick out to me the most. For me, I think this is showing me the limitations that I feel within certain dynamics of my life. You know, I've been very open about how me and my parents are transforming, if you will. There's a lot, right? There's a lot of depth and nuance within your own family, right? But they are my parents, and I'm not at a place where I want to cut off a relationship. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for a different dynamic. And I know that has to come from me setting up boundaries instead of letting them chain me to what they believe is the best option for me. Confirmation. Love when I get a confirmation for myself. But also, like, addiction, I'll be honest, I've definitely been hitting my Schweed pen a little bit more than I usually do. And I think that there is this part of me that I struggle with it because of how I feel. I feel good. I'm not as stressed out. I feel more relaxed. But I tend to go for it more to regulate myself instead of me regulating myself with meditation or sitting still or deep breathing, stuff that actually would benefit me than like chiefing on a pen all day, right? And it's not to say like, oh, I have to give it up completely or whatever, but I definitely don't have to use it as much. I definitely don't have to be as dependent on it. I also keep seeing a cell phone. That's I know. I'm I'm on social media too. I tend to be on TikTok more often than not. I tend to go on social media just to like zone out cuz that's what we all kind of do. But I know that even though I am creating content and I am trying to build and, have these conversations with people and connect with people and sell to people, sure, but it is occupying most of my time, most of my free time. And it can be better spent on things to do for myself. My birthday is this week, right? Like when it posts, this will be on my birthday. I don't have my nails on. I have chipped toenail polish. I want to dye my hair. I want to get like a cut blow dry. I want to do my eyebrows. There's lots of things that I want to do for myself for my birthday. And I tend to find myself zoning out online instead of tending to myself and really pouring back into myself. And that is this card, right? The chains. I'm chaining myself to something that I don't need to do. I have the key. I don't have to be on my phone like that. I can do that for an hour and not be on TikTok for 3. You know what I mean? Like I can still be on there and still do what I need to do and not overboard. And I don't need to run to feeling the way that I feel when I smoke, you know? I can create that within myself, but I'm not giving myself the option to do that. I just immediately go for it. And maybe if you're struggling with that too, it doesn't have to be cold turkey unless you feel called to. But slowing down is going to help you. The next card, 5 of Cups. Loss, grief, disappointment, sadness, mourning, feeling let down, discontent. You see how she's looking outward? She has the cup up here. There's 1 cup sitting up here and the rest are laying down. This is how I've been feeling for a while. If you've been following my journey, I lost a lot last year. I lost my home. I lost my car. I lost my aunt. I lost my dog. I lost a friend of 10 years. I lost a lot, both in the physical and emotional space. I've been feeling let down a lot by people in my life. I feel let down by my parents a lot. I feel like I'm a disappointment to them because I'm not brag worthy anymore. Because I'm not the 19-year-old that moved out on her own, that has a really nice apartment with in-home washer and dryer, and oh, she got a new car, and oh, she's in school, and oh, she's working 3 jobs. I'm not this pillar of a hardworking success. At least that's what it feels like. And I just always feel like they feel like I'm not a good mom, or that I'm not trying hard enough to get out, or that I'm not trying hard enough to like fix my life. My credit was shit, still is. I mean, it's getting better, but a lot of these stipulations and rules that society has, I've been learning on this journey that other people made that up. That's not the law, right? It's not end all be all. That's not the only way that it can be done. It's the only way that people keep pushing for. But the universe shows us over and over again. I mean, there is literally people online making money from shaving their armpits and selling their razors. And they have 6-figure months, if not more. They're making like $1 million a year off of something crazy like that. Or content creators, or, DJs, whatever it is, right? There is ways to make it happen. But you have to put in the work. You have to believe it. You have to keep pushing forward. And that's where I'm at. That's what I want out of my life. I've already lost everything. So wouldn't this be the perfect time to build towards everything that I want and heal myself and move forward? The disappointment that I feel is because I feel like they're not giving me a chance. Because it's not the way that they think it should be, then it's wrong. But I know it's not wrong. It's just not their path. It's mine. And I am meant to be seen. I am meant to be heard. I am meant to help people. I've been transforming for the last 30 years. And now hitting 31, I'm realizing that all of this transformation that I'm doing is so that I can build steps and blocks to help other people along as well. I might not be that far ahead of you. I might only be a half step, maybe a full step. Maybe we're on the same step. But I know I can help people. That's what I'm built for. And the disappointment that I feel in regards to it, I wish they could see me. I wish they could see the light that shines brighter. I wish they could see what my real mission is here and my real purpose that I truly believe in. But they have those rose-colored glasses where they can't see because they haven't done their own healing. They have trauma. They have so much stuff, right? My dad's a boomer, my mom's a Gen Xer. Like, they have very two deep individual trauma-filled past, which I'm sure all of our parents have something, right? All of us have something. It's just hard, it's just really hard pushing through that because they are my parents and I do love them and I want them a part of my life. I want them a part of my daughter's life, but they cannot do the same thing that they have been doing. It needs to change, but I have to be the one to change it. And that's a little daunting, that's a lot of pressure. The next card, King of Cups reverse, overwhelmed, anxious, repressed, withdrawn, manipulative. I can tell you straight out of the gate, it's overwhelmed, it's anxious, and it's repressed. There's a lot that overwhelms me in this moment. Am I making the right choice? Am I doing best by my daughter? Am I doing best by myself? For my family, my husband, am I making the right choice? Am I doing what I need to do? It does make me anxious. And it does stress me out. It does overwhelm me. But I know that this overwhelm is because this is the shift. This is the change. I've been calling in changing my life for a very long time. And by changing my life, I mean a brand new one. And I know everyone's heard you have to give up your old life for your new one. But when you're attached to it so deeply, right? That's the only life, that's the only path, that's the only thing I've ever known, is to work multiple jobs, work my ass off, be this people pleaser, listen to other people, have self-doubt, right? That has been my life. And piece by piece, little by little, especially throughout these 10 months, I have been realizing that is not my path, that is not my truth, that is not my purpose. But it's hard when other people in your life don't see that. It's hard when you don't have community to support you behind that. And it's not to say that I don't. I specifically made a collective membership for this to help other people, but I've also been getting help at the same rate. It's been since May since I opened it up, and the people that are in this group have truly showed me how much they are growing. And it's not a brag. Like, I'm the one leading and guiding them in this. But it's hard when you can't see yourself like that. The proof that's in front of your face, until you wipe away the fog on the mirror, you'll never see it. And I've been slowly but surely wiping away that fog. And that's where that overwhelm and anxiety comes into play. And also judgment in reverse, right? Self-doubt, lack of self-awareness, failure to learn lessons, self-loathing. This self-doubt, 100%. I've doubted myself my whole life. For this, I've always known I could do whatever I wanted. I've had plenty of jobs in multitudes of things. I worked in the medical field for about 10 years on all different realms, medical assisting, prior auth, billing, front desk. I've done it all. Then I did sales. I was one of those weirdos inside of Sam's Club, Kroger, Costco. I'm slinging bamboo pillows. I'm slinging skincare. I'm doing all of it, right? So much so that I successfully won a trip to the Bahamas because of my sales. I've worked at Massage Envy. I've worked at the Macy's cosmetic counter, the perfume counter. I've done a lot of different things. And I've done it to make sure that I reached the goals that I wanted. But every goal that I've ever wanted in my life was very ego driven. How can I be better than everybody else? How can I be more brag worthy? How can I show people up that, oh, wow, she did this? And I'm realizing I just don't really give a shit. Not anymore. Because that self-doubt led me nowhere. It led me right into the ground. I had my ego death last year, losing everything. Confirmation. And I don't want that anymore. I don't want to do things to have other people use me. Right? I want to be proud of my own accomplishments because they're my dreams, my goals, my desires that I've hit for myself, not other stipulations that other people have put on me. Because it sucks. That shit sucks. You know it does. Especially if you're a people pleaser, which most of my millennials are, okay? Especially if you have boomer or Gen X parents. Like, you're supposed to be seen, not heard. Your feelings don't matter because their feelings don't matter. Your goals and your dreams, unless if it's exactly what they want, then it's wrong. And they make you feel shame and guilt for it. And it sucks. But now I'm realizing I am a parent now. And I never want my daughter to feel like that. And I cannot keep moving forward until I handle it myself. Because if I don't handle it, then it will pass on to her. And I said I never wanted that. I made that very clear to everybody when I was pregnant. What else you got for me, Spirit? It's just a lot, right? All of this is a lot. There's a lot of change that I've been going through. There's a lot of shifts that I've been going through. There's a lot of release. All right, 5 of Swords. Reconciliation, resolution, compromise, regret, remorse, cutting losses. The ones that are sticking out the most to me is resolution, reconciliation, cutting losses, and remorse. I think that I will be able to come to reconciliation with my parents when I leave. I think being under the same roof puts way more pressure on the relationships, but it's also me. What kind of boundaries am I holding and actually sticking to as well? But the cutting losses and remorse, like I said, I don't want to cut contact with my parents. I do really feel like I would have remorse to that. I would feel bad about that because that's not where I want to be. But there is so much tension that there's times where it feels like that's the better option. And that is when I tell myself, like, okay, that is not the only option, but I have to do something to change it within me, right? I can't change how they react or what they say or what they do. I can only control how I react. And there's a lot of times where I do let it get to me, but more and more I'm letting it affect me less. And that's hard, that's hard to do, especially when it's like a repeating cycle. The next card, the Star in reverse. Hopelessness, despair, negativity, lack of faith, dependency. This definitely feels like lack of faith for me, right? This reading's for me. And you as well, if it resonates. But this lack of faith, that's something that I've been struggling with a lot. Am I really this person? Am I strong enough to teach people? Am I strong enough to build people? Am I good enough? Do I actually know what I'm talking about? Am I just bullshitting myself? And I know it's not true. I know it's not. Like, I know it. But that self-doubt, that demon, if you will, that's inside of me is telling me, it's still holding on to that last shred that I have left. No. Don't do that. You're not good enough. You're not worthy enough. You can't have this, right? That lack of faith. But that's why I keep saying the universe has showed me time and time again It's been in my face this entire time. I I've been doing at least 3 readings 4 days a week on TikTok for months. I've had hundreds of comments, thousands of comments at this point. This resonates, confirmation, this is exactly what I needed to hear, this is exactly what I'm struggling with. And then the personal readings on top of it, right? Some of you guys that have seen some of my TikToks go ahead and do a reading with me, and then it's even more confirmation. There has not been a single testimonial that I have gotten from anybody that I have had a reading with that says that I was off at all. If anything, it's always, oh my God, that was so spot on, how did you know? And like deep personal knowings, confirmations left and right. I get confirmations from the universe constantly. Every time I'm in my car, I always see the number 42 or 424, whatever combination of 4s and 2s. Those are confirmations for me from spirit. So time and time and time and time and time again, I keep getting the confirmations in front of me that this is my path and this is my purpose. But there is something subconsciously within me that still refuses to believe it. Now I know that there's still shadow work that needs to be done. There's still things that need to happen. But I'm definitely feeling called to do more one-on-ones, to help people deeper, to go harder, to help them within the transformation, not just at the group level. Because some people really thrive in group settings, but other people need that one-on-one time. And I'd be lying if I said that people haven't asked me about it, because people have. And I just thought I wasn't ready. I just thought, oh, well, I need to learn more. I need to do more self-reflecting. I still need to help myself before I can help other people. But the reality is I'm just scared. I'm scared. Because I don't want to fuck up anybody. I don't want to ruin someone's life. I don't want to give the wrong advice. But at the end of the day, I know this is how I help people. I've always done this, whether if it's family, friends, whoever, strangers on the street. There's plenty of people that tell me lots of things and ask me for my opinion and ask me for my advice. And it's so nonchalant for me with everything else. But this just feels like there's so much more pressure. Maybe because it's a larger audience, it's larger people. I'm almost at 1,000 followers on TikTok. If I was in a room doing a reading for 1,000 people in front of my face, it's a little nerve-wracking. You know what I mean? Like that is a lot of energy. That is a lot of people. Being seen on a stage, a world stage, a large platform, whether if it's social media or live, is scary. But funny enough, I keep seeing it. I was on stage with Lizzo for my 28th birthday. So that was a few years ago. I literally was on stage in front of thousands of people with one of my favorite artists, literally shaking ass and slapping hers. Like, I had thousands of people sing happy birthday to me. Insane. Like, that was the universe showing me. Out of all of the tens of thousands of people for Michigan that were trying to get on stage, sending out these tweets, my one tweet got picked. Me? This random suburban girl from the Midwest? And that's how I know. That's how I know, like, I am something special. But I keep doubting it. Oh, hilarious. All right. Next card, Ten of Swords, reverse. Survival, improvement, healing, lessons learned, despair, relapse. I'm telling you, it's the whole top row. I'm trying to get out of survival mode. I know I am improving. I know I am healing. I know I've learned a lot of lessons. But each and every one of these swords, when this is in the upright, right? It's pain, it's trauma, it's hurt, it's self-doubt, it's self-lack. But I am finally removing them. I'm letting go of it. Because at this point, what the hell do I have to lose? I've already lost everything in the physical. And I have been building myself back up. I have another car. I am saving money. I am paying down debts. My credit is going up. It's not perfect. It's not where I want it to be. But I also gave birth in the middle of this process, okay? First time mom, complete transformation. I will never be the Brie that I was before I had my daughter. And there's just been so much growth. There's been so much change. And sometimes I forget to give myself credit there because at the end of the day, that is a lot of hard work. And just because it doesn't look like what everybody else thinks it should look like doesn't mean that it's wrong and doesn't mean that it's not improvement. But I had a lot of damn swords, okay? I had a lot of trauma and I'm still working through that. But even if you're on that same path, don't count yourself out because you only have 3 or 4 swords gone. It's still 3 or 4 swords gone, right? It's something getting you closer to where you truly want to be. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. 2 of Cups. This is about unity, partnership, connection, joining forces, bonds. This definitely, for me, feels like getting closer within myself, with my husband, with my friends. Like the more that I show up as me, as the most authentic version of me, just real and raw and honest, I do feel like the people in my life that already love me are loving me and seeing me even more deeper. And it's more than just like love in the sense of like, oh, I love my husband. It's like true, deep passion and love across the board. Confirmation. Because it does. That's what it feels like. It feels like I'm connecting with people on such a deeper level the more that I show up as me. Just doing this kind of video. Who knows who's stumbling upon this? You might be watching this at midnight on a random Wednesday. I don't know. But if you've made it this far, there's obviously a connection here. There's something that I'm saying is resonating in you. And I know that for me, showing up in this way, even if I can only connect to 3 people, I'm still connecting. I'm helping someone. And that's what's most important to me, is helping people. Shit, I did a free reading this week. And Lord knows I need the money. But I felt called to it. It just felt right to give that reading because she needed it. She needed to hear the message. She needed to know. And that's why I love doing these readings on here on YouTube or my smaller readings on TikTok. Those are my freebies normally. But I know that some people do need more of a one-on-one. And that's just where I'm at, of moving through this. 2 of Swords in reverse. Indecision, hesitancy, anxiety, too much information, no right choice, truth revealed. This is hesitant, anxiety, and truth revealed for me. I have been procrastinating, even on doing this. I know that I need to get my social media together. I know that I need to get on my marketing train for real. Because if this is what I'm meant to do, then I have to do it for real. I can't just have things flow to me without any work. Because effort is required. But the anxiety, right? The things that just keep going through my head over and over again about my family is halting me. Because I'm too afraid to make an actual choice. Because when I make a choice and then I don't follow through, then that's where I fuck up. But at this point, I know I'm going to follow through. I know that I can do this because this is what I truly want. But I actually have to step off the ledge and do it. And I've been standing on this fucking ledge for 10 months debating whether or not to fully dive in. And it's time. This is my confirmation. I know that one of my videos will go viral. I know that I will have tens of thousands, if not more, that will follow me one day. I shouldn't even say follow. That want to be guided by me. And I know that how I'm going to help is going to change their life. I just have to believe it. Other people can believe it in me so easily and effortlessly, but it's so hard for me to see it. The next card. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Teamwork, ego, competition, lack of cohesion, poor motivation. Motivation. I'm more motivated how I used to work, how my ego used to work. I'd be more motivated about how other people viewed me than how I viewed myself. And now that it's me viewing myself, it does feel off. It does feel difficult, is a good word. But motivation, it can be tangible, right? Like, I want to move into my own apartment. There is a lot of motivation there. But the biggest motivation for me is being the best mom that I can be, so that I can have my daughter have the best life that she can have. And I'm well aware that I'm going to fuck up, because that's what happens. Anybody does that. But I feel like at this point in my life, I really have to just keep moving forward, to go for my happiness, to shoot for the stars. Sun in reverse, blocked happiness, pessimism, unrealistic expectation. This feels like blocked happiness, 100%. I'm blocking my own happiness. I'm blocking everything that I truly want by not pursuing it and moving forward at the capacity that I know I can and should. Because I can do it. I know I can do it. I've already done it. There's a version of me that's already living the life that I really want. And that's why it calls to me so much. It reminds me of that Moana song I keep hearing, like in the first movie, where she says, when the light hits the sea, it calls me. No one knows how far I'll go. That is how I feel. Like, I know that this is calling me. It's been loud and clear for a very long time, but I haven't gotten on the boat, right? Like, I'm still on the island. And this is my moment. When this comes out, I will be 31. It'll be a whole year. And this is the year that my whole life changes completely. Because I'm ready. I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to get out of the past. Which is hilarious that I got Six of Swords in reverse. Stuck in the past. Returning to trouble. Running away from problems. Trapped. I will say, as doing this reading, I very much have been stuck in the past. There's stuff that I'm still healing from. There's stuff that I still think about. There's stuff that I still am hesitant on. But the more and more that I'm reading this and understanding this, I know that this is what I need to do. That this is my path. But I have to do it right. I have to put in the effort. I have to put in the action. I have to have a game plan. And yes, there is stuff that will flow to me. There is things that will change and become more real and apparent. But this is me jumping off the ledge. I have to do it. I have to jump. And the timing is right now. I have no other way to go but off the ledge. Let me see if there's anything else. And if any of this is resonating to you, you're like, wow, I'm in the same boat, or I've been there before, I understand her, whatever. I want you to know that you're not alone. Just because people don't go through the exact same thing, it doesn't mean that other people don't know what you're feeling. And I'm a feelings kind of gal. I understand emotion in depth. I have a 12th house Scorpio, stellium. It's very detailed. The last card. Queen of Swords reverse. Pessimistic, malicious, manipulative, harsh, bitter, spiteful, cruel, deceitful, unforgiving. This feels like this is what I will end up being if I do not jump now. Because there's many parts in my life where I have been very bitter, where I have been pessimistic, malicious, manipulative, deceitful, very unforgiving. I've had a lot of those feelings in a lot of those ways in many parts of my life. But that's not what I want. I don't want to be chained to that shit anymore. I want to let it go. I want to forgive. I want to move forward. I don't want these chains to hold me back. I keep seeing the devil card again, right? I don't want to be held here. I don't want that. I want to be free. And for me to be free is to truly let this shit go. And I know how difficult that is. If you're resonating with any of this, I am here. Yes, I'm going through my own shit, but that doesn't mean that I can't help other people. This is a part of my process if you haven't gotten the gist of this reading. But that's why I have the kind of services and tools that I have. If you feel called to get a personal reading, this is how it's going to feel. This is how it's going to look. This is exactly how I do it. Whether if it's oracle or tarot or just my intuitive pick. But if you're looking for real help in your transformation process, like you've already been doing the work, but now you're getting to a level where you're like, man, I really need support. I really need more help. I really need more guidance that's steady. Join the collective. It's $24 a month. It's in a Discord server, but I do weekly readings that are specific for the collective inside of the membership. I do 2 monthly calls where we're live, where we go over the full moon and the new moon of what we're manifesting, what we're letting go, what we're calling in. We talk about the eclipses. We talk about the autumn equinox, so on and so forth, right? But the biggest thing is 5 days a week, I do prompts. I do daily prompts that have anything to do from shadow work to affirmations to something creative as an outlet for you. If that's something that rings to you, that calls to you, join the collective. And there's no contracts or whatever. If you join for a month and you hated it, cool. No ill will. I get that I'm not for everybody. But if you're really like, man, I just need some more support, I really need to try something, join the collective. And maybe you're more of a loner. That's cool too. I have digital products as well. You can keep them on your phone, print them off, iPad, whatever you need to do. But I have a ego death workbook to help you through your ego death. And if you don't know what that is, then that's definitely something that you should look into. You might be in that. But also my other digital product is my shadow work / gratitude journal. It's called Grateful for the Mess because life is messy. But there's still good things to be grateful for and move through and still heal, but still see the good. And of course, if you have questions, comments, concerns, thoughts of any kind, you can always DM me on TikTok or on Instagram. And you can reach me on my website, stellanova424.co. Love you guys. Thanks for being a part of this reading and cannot wait to see you later. Love you.